Have you ever wondered how an Amazon package magically appears on your doorstep in exactly 24 hours? Or how a car factory somehow churns out 1,000 vehicles a day with absolutely zero defects? What about a hospital that suddenly slashes its emergency room wait times from 2 hours down to just 30 minutes? Well, every single one of those seamless experiences is actually the invisible handiwork of an industrial and production engineer. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to unpack exactly what it takes to become one of the most versatile, high-impact problem solvers in the modern workforce.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the architects of efficiency. Then we'll build your IPE toolkit. Third, we'll dive into real roles and real impact. Fourth, we'll break down career growth and salaries. And finally, we'll talk about surviving the AI disruption.
All right, Section 1, the architects of efficiency, designing the systems of tomorrow.
To really get what industrial and production engineering is all about, you have to realize that while other engineers build the parts, industrial engineers build the big picture. Think about a modern car factory for a second. Your mechanical engineers, they're designing the engine, the suspension, that sleek exterior body. But the industrial engineers are designing the entire system. They figure out exactly where the workstations go, how the parts flow, and they set the production schedules to meet massive global demand without hoarding expensive inventory. You're constantly walking this tightrope, balancing cost, speed, reliability, and quality. I mean, you can't just slash costs if it totally ruins the quality of the car, right?
So how exactly do they balance all that? 2 words: operations research. This is really the heart and soul of the whole field. We're talking mathematical modeling, linear programming, and decision analysis. It's how you take incredibly complex business constraints and turn them into optimal solutions. It's not guesswork, it's hardcore math, used to pinpoint the absolute best path forward among literally millions of variables. And let me tell you, that is a wildly sought-after skill in the corporate world.
Moving on to Section 2, building your IPE toolkit, the foundation and specialization.
Let's take a very honest look at the 4-year educational journey you're going to face, because your curriculum evolves pretty dramatically. Year 1 is all about building your foundation. It's heavy on math and physics. Then Year 2 rolls around, and you get into practical manufacturing processes and engineering economics. Year 3? That's where the magic really happens, with core operations research and supply chain management. And finally, Year 4 is laser-focused on the future. Industry 4.0, AI, and your big capstone project.
But I'm going to be completely direct with you right now. In 2026, just having a B.Tech degree isn't going to cut it anymore. You absolutely need certifications to stand out. And the absolute gold standard here? The Six Sigma certification pathway. You start off with a yellow belt to get the basics down. While you're still in college, stepping up to a green belt makes you a certified practitioner and, get this, can bump your starting salary by 15 to 25% right out of the gate. But the ultimate goal, which you'll hit as you get deeper into your career, is the black belt.
Seriously? Look at that number, a massive 40%. Mastering modern data analytics or hitting that Six Sigma black belt status can literally boost your lifetime earning potential by 20 to 40%. We are talking about millions of rupees in added value over your career simply because you proved you can systematically eliminate defects and optimize processes. It is a game changer. Okay, Section 3, real roles, real impact, the battlefield.
Let's talk about what the day-to-day actually looks like. It is such a stark contrast depending on the path you take. On one hand, you have a production engineer down on the gritty factory floor. They're wearing a hard hat, dealing with the heat, the noise, troubleshooting physical machines, and managing overnight shifts. On the complete flip side, you could be an operations analyst at somewhere like Amazon, sitting in an air-conditioned corporate office, writing Python scripts to make sure millions of packages ship out on time. 2 totally different worlds, but they both start with the exact same degree.
And that versatility, that is the ultimate superpower of an IPE degree. You are never, ever locked into one single industry. You can pivot from core manufacturing and automotive over to top-tier management consulting. You can run global supply chains or even jump into optimizing emerging healthcare operations. Your skills are universally applicable everywhere.
Section 4, Career Growth and Salaries, the 2026 Compensation Deep Dive.
All right, let's just lay it all out and look at the transparent truth about salaries in India right now. We have to acknowledge the stark reality of how your college brand impacts your starting salary. If you're coming out of a Tier 1 institute, like a top IIT or NIT, you're looking at an average starting package of 10 to 12 lakhs per annum, and top consulting gigs pay even more. Tier 2 grads usually average around 6 to 7 LPA, while Tier 3 private colleges typically land somewhere between 4 to 5 LPA.
So yes, there's a wide gap right out of the gate, based purely on the college name. But listen to me carefully. This is just your starting line. Strategic job hops, certifications, and relentless upskilling can completely wipe out this gap over the next few years.
Let's map out what that 15-year career trajectory actually looks like. For your first 3 years, you're in the trenches as an analyst or engineer, just learning the ropes. By years 3 to 8, you're stepping up to an operations manager, running your own teams and owning a P&L. Jump to years 8 to 15, and you're stepping into roles like plant manager or supply chain director, overseeing massive operations with hundreds of people. And beyond year 15, that's when you enter the C-suite as a chief operating officer.
And if you hit that C-suite level, the earning potential is staggering, upwards of 50 million rupees. That's 5 crores plus, depending on the size of the corporation. To get there, a lot of people take their technical industrial engineering undergrad and pair it with a top-tier MBA. It is an absolute golden ticket of a combination.
But even mid-career, the choices you make define your trajectory. Traditional production roles scale well. You can hit 12 to 20 LPA by year 10, but if you shift into tech operations, supply chain, or consulting, and you strategically hop jobs every 3 or 4 years, your salary scales significantly faster. By year 10 in consulting, you could be pulling in anywhere from 25 to 45 lakhs per annum.
Finally, Section 5, Surviving the AI Disruption, the 2026 Paradigm Shift. Let's just ask the giant, scary question that everyone is terrified of right now. Will AI take my engineering job?
Well, here's the truth. If you plan to do traditional IE work, sitting around doing manual spreadsheets, standing on a factory floor with a stopwatch, relying on trial and error optimization, then yeah, AI is going to automate your job in minutes. But if you look at the future of IE, it's a totally different ballgame. We're talking about agentic AI that can autonomously execute complex supply chain orders. We're talking about digital twins that simulate entire global factories in the cloud before a single real-world brick is even laid. We're dealing with industrial IoT sensors collecting millions of data points every single second. In this world, AI isn't replacing you. AI is a tool to be wielded by you.
Make no mistake, AI will absolutely crush routine scheduling, basic data reporting, and simple inventory reorders. But look at where humans dominate. AI cannot navigate sticky organizational politics. It cannot sit down and convince a stubborn shift manager to abandon a 20-year-old legacy process. It can't navigate complex business trade-offs, exercise real creative problem-solving, or lead a frightened workforce through a massive company change. Simply put, AI does the math, humans do the management.
So how do you actually become indispensable? You build your future-proof toolkit. You've got to learn Python and SQL so you can extract and manipulate data yourself. You need a solid baseline in machine learning. You don't have to code the algorithm from scratch, but you need to know when and how to use it. You have to grasp IoT and digital twin concepts. And critically, maybe most importantly, you have to develop your soft skills. Change management, leadership, and the hardcore business acumen needed to calculate a real ROI.
Because right now, the market is heavily rewarding those who adapt. Industrial engineers who merge traditional process thinking with these modern data and AI skills, they are seeing a massive 25 to 40% salary premium. The demand for people who understand both the physical, gritty factory floor and the digital AI cloud is just skyrocketing, and the talent supply simply is not there yet.
So, I'll leave you with this provocative thought. The role of the industrial engineer is elevating. It's shifting from just doing routine tasks to actually designing the highly complex systems of tomorrow. Will you be the one stubbornly clinging to your spreadsheets until you're replaced by AI? Or will you be the architect designing the very AI systems that run the future? The roadmap to an extraordinary, high-paying career is sitting right in front of you. How you navigate it is entirely up to you.